The name Ian Huntley is connected to one of the most shocking criminal cases in modern British history. More than 2 decades after the crime that horrified the United Kingdom, his name has returned to the headlines following reports that his life support has been switched off after a violent prison attack. Ian Huntley was convicted of the murders of 2 10-year-old girls, Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman, in the town of Soham in Cambridgeshire in 2002. The case shocked the entire country and quickly became one of the most widely reported criminal investigations in the UK. The 2 girls disappeared on the evening of August 4, 2002, after leaving a family gathering to walk to a nearby shop. Their disappearance triggered a massive nationwide search involving police, volunteers, and media coverage across the country. During the early days of the investigation, Ian Huntley appeared in television interviews speaking about the disappearance and expressing concern for the missing girls. At the time, he was working as a school caretaker at Soham Village College and lived in the same community. However, as the investigation continued, police began to focus their attention on Huntley. Evidence eventually linked him to the crime, and the bodies of Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman were later discovered in a rural area near an airbase in Suffolk. In 2003, Ian Huntley was convicted of murdering both girls and was sentenced to life imprisonment. The court imposed a minimum prison term of 40 years before he could even be considered for release. Since entering prison, Huntley has remained one of the most notorious inmates in the UK prison system. Because of the nature of his crimes, he has been the target of several attacks by other prisoners over the years. Recently, Huntley was seriously injured in another violent incident inside Prison Frankland, a high-security prison that houses some of the most dangerous criminals in the country. Reports indicate that another inmate attacked him using a makeshift metal weapon inside a prison workshop. The assault caused severe head injuries and significant trauma. After the attack, Huntley was taken to hospital in critical condition. Medical teams placed him on life support as doctors attempted to treat his injuries. However, medical tests later indicated that the damage to his brain was extremely severe. According to reports, doctors determined that there was little chance of recovery. As a result, life support treatment was withdrawn. Reports suggest that Huntley was left breathing only briefly without the ventilator and was not expected to survive long afterward. The attack has once again highlighted the dangers inside high-security prisons, especially for inmates convicted of crimes involving children. Within prison culture, offenders responsible for crimes against children are often considered the lowest status prisoners and are frequently targeted by others. Security inside prisons like HMP Frankland is extremely strict, but incidents involving improvised weapons and inmate violence can still occur. Following the attack, prison authorities reportedly increased security measures and carried out searches inside the facility to locate potential weapons. The case has also reignited public discussion about the Soham murders and the impact those crimes had on the families of the victims and the wider community. More than 20 years later, the names of Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman remain deeply connected